Hello and welcome to another episode of Stock Shots. Please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion based on some things I see, like support and resistance, supply, demand, and of course, some indicators that may be on the screen. So always do your own due diligence. Make sure you educate yourself and always look to the left because we're looking at things that have already happened to think about what things may do in the future. So this is another episode of Stock Shots. Welcome. All right, welcome back to another episode of Stock Shot. So, of course, we're looking at one of our favorite tickers. This is the SPX. That means we're looking at the C Fund. This week, it is at all-time highs. This was a great week for the stock market. Yay, woohoo, awesome. This is my only concern. We have just had a very, very big uptick, and we have broken all-time highs. Where can it go next? Well, if you don't know or you don't have any history, so here is what I mean, but if you don't know and you don't have any history, look to the left. So far, we are now above everything that happened before. The easiest thing you can do is say, I know it's probably going to go to the next round number. So the next biggest round number is going to be about 5,000 for the SPX. So look for it to go there. If it goes there, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm already cautious. I'm looking forward to start doing a pullback because at this point, we have had how many weeks of just straight bullish action with really no back, like no turn back at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We had a slight pullback here. 10, 11. We are in a very bullish trend. So far, everything looks great. Don't get too comfortable. It can't go up forever. That's just the way I'm looking at things. So we have a trend line here. I'm going to draw. I'm going to make this one a different color. There we go. This way, I know if this breaks the trend line, I'm looking for a pullback. My pullback is most likely going to be for if it goes up to 5,000, I'm looking for it to come back to at least where it's at currently, and that would, to me, signify a zone. I would like to see it come back to where it is here currently, or where it pulled back to before, the 4,700 area, if it doesn't pull back from the 5,000. Okay, now going on to our next fund, you already know we're going to be talking about our aggregate bond fund, and that's going to be right here. That's going to be our F fund. So with this one has been doing the opposite. At this moment, we're looking at it breaking down. So why are the bonds breaking down? Because there's a lot of talk about the interest rates pulling back. So if interest rates pull back, guess what? No one cares about bonds because they're not going to be making money in them. They want to pull their money out, have it in cash, or they want to pull their money out and put it into stocks. So if that's what's going to be happening, and remember, the stock market is always looking forward, it's never looking back. If that's what's going to happen, the bond market may start breaking down. So your F fund may break down to this very nice area here. And that's going to be about 96. So with that being said, we're moving on to our next fund, and it's going to be the one a lot of you already want to know about, and it's the EFA. And that is our international fund, the I fund. Here, let's get talking here because this is looking very interesting, pretty spicy. All right, we have a pullback. This could be the fund that makes the biggest run. So I was looking for a healthy pullback in the SPX. The international fund has already done it. And if you don't know what candles are, I want you to look up what this specific candle is. And this is hitting off a very important level of resistance. So if you're curious as to why a candle like this hitting off resistance is an important thing, Google it. All right. This is it looks like it's bearish, but it's very bullish. All right, big resistance off of here, and we're looking for a pull to pull us up to this area here, 76. That's about a $3 rise from where it's at right now. So if you put your money where your mouth is, do your own research. Remember, you heard the intro. Do your own research. This could be a very nice pull up to a nice area. And we have room down here in our indicator. If it bounces off of this, that is equating to this resistance. I'm looking for it to continue up. Now, let's get into our last one, which is the Dow Jones Industrial. Here's our long ticker for that one. Why? Because this is what our fund actually follows, not the DGI. So here it is. Right now, we have indecision. These candles are still in indecision mode. We have a going down and a going up. So these candles have been in the same area. They're in a very small trading range. So when this candle here ended, it was above this previous candle. So I'm still going to go with our previous discussion over the last couple of weeks of going up to the 2000 area. We are still in a trading range, but the next area for this range is 2000, and it looks like it's going to be confirmed with our indicator here. So if you haven't done your own research and learned about your TSP, learn about your TSP. If you are still looking for more information, put it in the chat or email us. We'll make sure we can get you all the information you want about it or point you in the right direction. But right now, it looks like your TSPs are going to be having a good time, at least for the next week or two. But I want you to be very wary. If you notice, let's go back to our favorite ticker, SPX. And the reason I'm going back to this is because I want to show you one more thing. We had this all-time high in the weekly. Let's go to the daily. In the daily, this candle is very strong. It had very small rejection from its top. Very small rejection. But if you notice, I want you to look down here. Look at the indicator here at the bottom. This is telling me I may be at the top of the range here for the daily. If this is true, we would look for a trend line break that we just drew to make sure we are going into either a small pullback or correction. If it's a pullback, whoa, yeah, great, because you know it's going to go further. If it's a correction, it could go down pretty far. It may come down to the either 4,700. I personally would like it to come down to the 4,600, only because it would break up this institutional candle here, and the candle that was on Friday is very big, and it's very late in the day. So I'm going to break this candle out even more. Let's go to the hour. You notice most of the volume was actually at the very last part of the day. Your biggest candle was on lower volume. Your smallest candle was on higher volume. Google that. In the hour, I'm already looking for a pullback. So I'm not going to say this is going to lead my decision making, but I'm already looking to see if in the daily, is my volume as high as it was back here? No, I'm on lower volume going higher. This is not, to me, something that I want to be in for a long, long term, because generally that means a pullback will be coming. But that is my opinion. Do your own due diligence. Make sure you're keeping up with everything. And we'll see you next week for another show on Stock Shots. See you then.